All right. Today in the studio, I have with me Eric Gallagher. He is the Director of Youth Discipleship and Evangelization for the diocese. And we have several priests joining us on Zoom.
We are so blessed to have several priests.
Yes, we have Father Norfolk, who you see now. Hello, Father Norfolk.
Hello.
We have Father Tony Klein. Speak up, Father Klein.
Hello.
Where is he?
Hello.
There you go. Ha
There I am.
Father Klein. And then we have Father Capperman. Cappy.
Coming from the north. Here we go.
All right, so we're going to talk about the upcoming competition, Last Caller Standing, which if you're listening to this on radio Sunday morning, it is later today at 4 o'clock.
Later today, 4 o'clock, online, wherever you're at, on YouTube.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to see what these priests can tell us about what's going to happen here. We'll see if we can make them pit them against each other a little bit to give you a little preview of what you might see on later on. So, all right, Eric, will you tell us a little bit about what this thing is? Because it's been done once.
Yes.
And this is our second annual.
Yes.
Okay.
So we had a meeting last summer when it was about 3 days after we decided we would not be hosting decamps. Mm-hmm. And decamps have happened in the diocese for over 30 years on that week after the 4th of July. And so it was a morning process, but we met and we just said, we got to do something. And we came into that meeting without any real ideas, but about an hour later, we decided we were going to do a priest version of the TV series Survivor. Which I've seen many seasons of Survivor, and I was a big fan, so I got very excited about this. So yeah, I think it was about 3 weeks later we had the event, so we threw it together very quickly, and I would just say it was just a blast.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun. The priests, I get to be a part of the life where I get to know these priests and see the lighter side of them, the human side of them. I think for many people that day, they got to see our priests in a light that they have never been able to see them, especially together. I just know a lot of our dioceses don't get to see 10, 12 priests talking, bantering, competing, like just laughing together. Again, here at the diocese and the chancery, we get to kind of see that more regularly, but yeah, just a gift. So these three priests are on 3 different teams, and they will be competing to be the last caller standing. We'll start with 12 priests, and they'll have to vote each other out of the game until there is one left.
Yeah, I watched the one from last year, not live. I watched it later because everyone was like, you have to see this. You have to see it. I'm like, okay. And it was really hilarious and fun, just fun to watch.
It is a 2.5-hour YouTube video that has been viewed over 4,000 times, I believe. So
for something that was kind of thrown together at the last minute. So that was great.
Only by God's grace did something happen like that.
You beat many bishop videos with that. Way to go. All right. So we'll talk a little bit more about some more details about some of the things you're doing with it here a little later. First, I want to talk to these lovely priests that are hanging out with us today. So Father Klein, you're up on our screen right now. So I'm just going to say, you told me you were not good at smack talk. And this competition kind of requires that at least a little bit. So are you practicing? Are you practicing on Father Simple?
Well, Father Simple doesn't smack talk a whole lot. I guess why I'm not good at smack talk is because I always thought that smack talk had to cover up for a lack of your own ability. Oh. And so
you're right, it might.
Why my classmate up in Aberdeen is so good at smack talk is because he's got to make up for some stuff.
There's a little smack talk. You're doing well.
Good job. The game will speak for itself in that way.
I think you started out well.
That was a well-rehearsed smack talking, Father Klein.
He just sent that to me. See, he's got it.
Okay, so Father Capperman, as the lone veteran with us today, do you think you have an advantage this year?
Oh yeah, I've been training for weeks for this. I've been researching quotes from Finding Nemo and other 90s and 2000 references. That way, when those quizzes come up, I'll know it.
There were some really oddball questions last year, wasn't there?
There was especially Father Jordan Sampson getting the prayer that we say almost every other day. It seems like the ice and snow bless the Lord. Oh, he got that wrong, but he was able to name references.
He nailed like the Eminem reference, but didn't get the liturgy of the hours
Eminem
reference.
reference.
Well, prayers that we say as priests regularly, he couldn't nail. I do have a question for Eric. I know we're supposed to be trash talking each other, but I kind of trash talk Eric for the so in the summer you put me on team nursing home and made me the activities director, but now you put me on team embalming fluid along with my other brothers who also have receding hairlines. And it's like, what are you doing here?
Well, I would start, Father Kapperman, by saying I'm not sure you should be the one talking about receding hairlines.
There's just no hairline.
You should.
Sure.
I'm sure if you take some time to discern why teams are the way that they are, you will find the very reason.
All right. It's understandable.
Okay, so Father Norfolk, you're pretty quiet and reserved most of the time that I have seen from you. Yes?
In general, yes.
I know you mentioned before we started, he and I just talked for the feature for the Bishop's Bulletin recently about humility, and now I'm asking him to come on here and smack talk a little bit. So it doesn't seem to work out very well. But do you have a strategy for, I mean, like, are we going to see a different side of you during this thing? What's going to happen?
Yeah, I will say unplanned maybe is the word that I would use. In competition, the feisty side comes out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it won't have a problem coming out normally when I'm being competed against.
You're not just going to roll over and let them steamroll you.
No, I can't let the people risen Savior down. I can't let my fellow brothers down. I'm not going to roll over.
Good man. I like it. I did check on some of the social media posts. If you haven't seen them yet, if you go check out Facebook and Twitter, there are quite a few social media posts leading up to this competition. And there has been a competition to gain an advantage on social media. You can vote for a priest. You can comment. I believe either one of those things gets him a vote. And Father John Rutten and Father Tim Smith are like running away with this thing. I mean, you guys have to pick it up. What's happening?
None of us are surprised at that.
Those
Father
two.
Jeff brings up a very good point. Yeah. Those two men, it's very understandable that right now they're winning in that.
Yeah.
The tortoise and the hare, kind of a thing going on. Tom Brady was the 199th pick, most winning. I think we'll wait until it's over to see who's running away with it.
Okay. All right. I like your enthusiasm and your confidence, Father Klein. All right. Do you think any of you have do you think you're your team's weakest link? Let me ask you that. Father Klein, do you know who's on your team?
Yes.
Here. Okay. So on his team, Father Klein is Team Gold. He has Father Griffin, Father Sean Haggerty, and Father Scott Trainer. You are with two veterans. So how do you feel about that team?
I think it's a good mix. I think we've got veterans, we've got newbies, we've got young blood, we've got veterans again. I don't want to say old. I think we have 3 dogs, actually. I think I'm the only one without a dog on my team, which maybe makes me the weakest link or maybe makes me most free to...
There you go.
I'm not going to have to pause in the middle of the game. They'll be okay. I just looking at it, I don't see much for weak links.
Okay. Good.
But when I switch over to frankincense or myrrh, it's more evident.
Oh, wow. I think you were fibbing earlier. Okay, so let's go to Father Norfolk, Team Frankincense. So you have Father Cowles, Father Norfolk, Father Tom Anderson, and Father Ken Luff camping out there in Mitchell. Father Norfolk, what do you think of your team? Who's the weakest link?
Well, Father Tom and I spent several years together in Denver, so I think there's a connection there. Uh, Father Cowles and I can share the language of Spanish a little bit. But Father Ken Luff is in my hometown, and I knew his mother and was at his home parish in Jefferson, South Dakota. So this is a hard call.
One of the beautiful things about this is this is part of the game. They're protecting their name right now. Once we get to all against all, down to about 7 priests, so it's all going to come out. So
yep, that'll all go away. Okay, so Father Kapperman, as you said, you are on Team Receding Hairline, or Team Myrrh, as we like to call it. You have Father Bob Lacey, Father Tim Smith, and Father John Rutten. It seems to me that you might be the weakest link on that team.
Whoa, wow. Shots fired here. Oh, but in all honesty, I'd say so. I mean, Father Tim Smith Father Tim Smith knows a lot of references.
He does.
I think he's our greatest strength, but Father John and Father Bob are both great men, good and holy men that I think they'll also help carry the team. I might be the weakest link, which is sad to say.
Well, I don't know Father Lacey very well, but isn't he kind of well versed in techie things? Am I wrong?
Techie, he flies airplanes.
Okay.
He's definitely got an egg background too, but Father Kapperman will be able to help out in that area too. So if we do some egg trivia, we'll be doing just fine on that team.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Are you talking about eggs like the food?
No, agriculture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Egg. It's like eggs. What are you talking about? Okay, good. Well, someone has to know. We're in South Dakota. Someone better know that. Okay. Do you have, Father Kapperman, while we have you on the screen here, who do you think will be eliminated first?
Father Tony Klein. He's going right for it. I think he'll be the first one out.
Okay, Father
First
Klein.
off, their team is going to learn to use the first challenge. They're going to lose the first challenge, calling it right now. And then he's the new guy on the block. And that's what cost me last time, was I was the new guy on the block. And so when you have in Survivor, when you have a personality that stands out, it usually means your neck is on the line. And so because Team Gold is the weakest, and then Father, I think the axe is going to be wielded against him.
Okay, so you're telling me that if the person who has the biggest personality has their neck on the line, are you going to be very quiet and reserved? Is that what I'm hearing?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how the game is played out, whether or not I stick to my strategy.
Okay.
His reputation as the hip, cool priest,
Yes.
like has to surpass like Trump his need to win this game.
Okay, so Father Klein, who do you think will be eliminated first?
Well, yeah, I don't know if maybe that changes my answer after hearing Father Kapperman speak up. I think the people at Holy Spirit Parish would be very disappointed if last time their pastor almost wanted to get out first. If now their associate also followed suit right behind him.
No.
So I'm going to, if nothing else, try to do what I can just to prove Father Kapperman wrong.
Good.
We do have a 5 o'clock mass, which I'm getting out of, so I don't have to get away for that. Father Kapperman, don't get any ideas.
Well, as a Holy Spirit parishioner, I would really appreciate it if you don't go out right away.
Yes, exactly.
As the host of the event, I'd hope that as a Holy Spirit priest, you would go to bed before the event is over. We did, which is what
happy,
Father
healthy,
Simple.
and holy. We were trying to stay to our bedtimes, you know.
Father Simple will infamously go down as the bedtime priest on Last Caller Standing.
Yes.
We can say worst priest on Last Caller, not in the sense of priesthood, but in the sense of
Last Caller Standing.
devotion to the game.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't.
Are you picking? You're not picking yourself, right?
I'm not picking myself.
Okay.
No, it's tough to. It's tough to know because I don't know exactly what the challenges will be, and so what team will be on the line first of all.
He's going to have trouble voting people off, Eric. I can see it right now.
You know, the Father Stevens who won last time, I think he won because of his sweet, kind, like approach to the game of the likable character. So I think Father Klein's just trying to take the strategy of Father Shane Stevens from last time.
I'm channeling my inner Father Stevens. That's exactly right. I don't have any of that gunk, like competitiveness that he does.
Okay, well, I won't hold you to an answer on this if you don't want to answer it.
I do. I think Team Frankincense will be the first to vote, if you will.
Vote someone off. Okay.
I
That's
think
a fair
Father
answer.
Jeff's team has some work to do.
Okay, Father Norfolk, are you going to take that?
Ah. Do we have some work to do? Yeah, we have some work to do, and that's to show our brothers that we can do the work.
Awesome.
So we're not afraid to get our hands dirty in that sense.
So you will not be eliminated first, right?
Not by choice.
No.
I'm going to fight the good fight. Yeah.
All right.
I remember Father Mark Lichter. I think he was also wanting to get out rather quickly.
Yep.
So I don't want to do a repeat of him either.
Good. Good. I'm glad you guys all kind of watched this last time and you're like, okay, don't do that. Do this. All right. Thank you guys for being on. We're going to leave you on for a few minutes just in case we have any other questions, but I want to go back to Eric. So this year's competition is a little different from last year's in that we're going to be doing some fundraising for the Lumen Christi program, which is the former Totus Tuus.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So the name's changed. Can you tell me about what's going on with that? If the program will look different?
Yeah. So COVID really changed things for us. We had a beautiful opportunity last year where we had to really look at everything and kind of address how are we going to handle the COVID realities. And I just had this awesome opportunity to go to the drawing board and kind of say, we can do anything. If we could do anything, what would we do? And so what we came up with last year was just a more creative way to help parishes we'd call parishes and say, we have missionaries. How could they help in your parish? And then we were just more flexible, adaptable to putting them to work in parishes. And it was just very exciting. I think the parishes responded very well. And so that kind of just led us to making some changes to the program, which we had to rename because Totus Tuus is a national organization and we weren't really following the rubric anymore. But we're very excited. The reality though is last year we just knew that funding wasn't going to be there because we knew that we were going to have to make it more available to parishes because we had no idea where we'd be at financially in the diocese. But that freedom to not have to do things based upon revenue was just a great freedom to kind of say, we know we're not gonna be able to make a lot of money. Like parishes aren't going to pay for the kind of stuff. They're not able to pay just because of where we're at. And so what we learned is if we can find the funding to do things more creatively, then we can be far more creative. So our hope is that this event will help provide some of that revenue that will just help make things more possible in ways that we couldn't do before. So long explanation to basically say like, this is a fundraiser this year to supplement those efforts because we really want to make a greater impact with these summer missionaries. And so we're kind of leveraging the event in that way to say, let's have fun and let's share and be generous with this cool thing that God is doing in our diocese. And if you're moved by this, and many were last year, like I don't know how many people sent me emails. Every priest that participated last year said, this was great, Eric, do it again. That sort of like just positive, joyful life. Like it's just an opportunity to give more, an invitation to give more. So we're inviting people to donate to the events. And there'll be a couple ways to do that, but specifically to help support this program. And that'll help us do similar to what we did last year, which is, if money wasn't as big of an issue, not that it's ever really been an issue. We have a generous diocese, but this just opens up doors for us. Yep. So we're inviting people to make a donation, support their priests, have fun. If you donate, you get to name a priest or two or three as you donate money, and they will also get advantages if they meet certain thresholds of raising. So that's the thing that's being announced earlier this is out on Sunday. So this week we announced that. But yeah, it's just a way to have fun.
These guys need the advantages. So.
Yes. So one of the other challenges, we're doing the Facebook thing, and that's really taken off. It's been a lot of fun. But if you would like to donate and support the Lumen Christi program, you can go online, sfcatholic.org/youth, make a donation, and you can name the priests, and priests who reach there's 2 different thresholds. If they reach those, they'll be given additional advantages in the game.
Great. So, do they need to go online to donate?
Yes, if they go online to the Lumen Christi or to the Last Caller Standing page, they can go on, and there will be a form right there where they can make a donation, and all the priests' names are on there, and their team is fundraising as well for an advantage. So the 4 will be taking team totals and going from that as well.
Okay. What's that website?
sfcatholic.org/youth.
Great. Awesome. Okay. Thanks, guys. Good luck. I hope you all can not get eliminated right away and have a lot of fun.
Thanks
Thank
for playing
you.
along,
Pray
guys.
for us.
All right. Thanks, guys.
God bless.
All right. Next week on the show, we will have the 2 Chris's, Dr. Chris Bergwald and Chris Motes, will be on to talk about the obligation and the morality of taking the COVID vaccine. We're going to get into some detail about that, some in-depth conversation. So should be a good conversation. That is it for us today. I hope you'll join us again next week for more Catholic Views.